Listen, chosen one, if you're watching this right now, it's no accident. God is whispering to your soul, pulling you into this moment because something massive is about to unfold in your life. The enemies who've been scheming in the shadows, the ones who've whispered lies, betrayed your trust, or tried to dim your light, they're about to be exposed in front of everyone. Let's go back for a moment. Think about the times you've been misunderstood, when your kindness was mistaken for weakness, or your dreams were laughed at by people who couldn't see what God placed in your heart. Maybe it was a friend who turned their back on you when you needed them most, a colleague who spread rumors to tarnish your name, or even family who doubted your calling. Those moments cut deep, didn't they? They left scars on your soul, made you question if you were really built for the path you're on. But here's the truth. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, every prayer you've whispered in the dark, God has seen it all. He's been keeping a record not just of your pain, but of your resilience, your faith, your refusal to give up even when the world told you to quit. You've been through seasons where it felt like you were walking through fire. The attacks weren't random, they were strategic, designed to break you before you could step into your destiny. But you're still here. That alone is a miracle. You're still standing, still believing, still carrying that spark of divine purpose that no one can extinguish. And right now, as you're listening to this, God is preparing to turn the tables. The same people who tried to bury you are about to witness your elevation. They thought they could hide their schemes, but I remember a time when I felt surrounded by opposition. I was pouring my heart into a project, something I knew God had called me to do. But everywhere I turned, there were roadblocks. People I trusted started acting differently. Subtle jabs, backhanded compliments, outright sabotage. It hurt, not just because of what they did, but because I didn't see it coming. I started doubting myself, wondering if I'd misheard God's voice. But one night in prayer, I felt this overwhelming peace wash over me, and I heard a whisper in my spirit, "I'm about to show them who you are." Not long after, opportunities I never expected started opening up. The same people who doubted me were suddenly silent, watching in awe as God moved in my life. That's what's coming for you, chosen one. Your story isn't over, it's just getting to the part where the plot twists in your favor. Right now, you might be in a season where it feels like nothing is moving. Maybe you're still reeling from a betrayal, or you're carrying the weight of unspoken pain. But hear me, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating a comeback that will leave your enemies speechless. The exposure that's coming isn't just about justice, it's about your vindication. It's about God showing the world that you are His, that you're protected, anointed, and unstoppable. You don't have to fight this battle with your own hands. You don't have to defend yourself or prove your worth. All you have to do is keep walking in faith. Keep trusting that the one who called you is faithful to complete what He started. Think about Joseph in the Bible for a moment. He was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. For years, it looked like his dreams were dead, like the people who hurt him had won. But God was writing a story that no one could have predicted. In a single moment, Joseph went from a prisoner to a ruler, and the same brothers who sold him bowed before him. That's the kind of reversal God is preparing for you. The people who thought they could destroy you are about to see you rise, and they won't be able to deny that the hand of God is on your life. You've been forged in the fire, chosen one. Every trial, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt has been shaping you into someone who can carry the weight of your calling. You're not like everyone else. You've always felt different, haven't you? Like you were meant for something bigger, something beyond the ordinary. That's because you are. You're a light in a world that's comfortable with darkness, and that makes you a target. But it also makes you a threat to every force that tries to hold you back. Right now, as you're listening, I want you to take a deep breath and let this truth sink in. You are divinely protected. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No lie spoken about you will stand. God is about to expose every hidden agenda, every secret plan, and He's going to do it in a way that glorifies His name and lifts you up. As we move forward, let's talk about the battles you've been fighting, because they're not just physical or emotional, they're spiritual. You've been wrestling with forces you can't always see, but you've never been alone in the fight. God has been your shield, your strength, and your guide, and He's about to show you just how powerful you really are. You've been in the trenches, chosen one, fighting battles that would have broken anyone else. These weren't just ordinary struggles, they were spiritual warfare, attacks designed to dim your light before it could shine at its fullest. Think about it. The sleepless nights, the sudden obstacles, the people who turned against you for no reason. Those weren't coincidences, they were calculated moves by forces that saw your potential long before you fully embraced it. But here's the thing, every time you thought you were losing, you were actually gaining ground. Every moment you chose to keep going, you were proving your strength not just to yourself, but to the heavens and the forces that tried to stop you. Let's get real for a second. You faced moments where you felt like giving up. Maybe it was a relationship that drained your soul, a job that crushed your spirit, or a dream that seemed to slip further away with every step you took. I know what it's like to pour everything into something, only to have it ripped away by betrayal or misunderstanding. I remember a time when I trusted someone with my vision, only to have them twist my words and use them against me. It felt like a knife in my back, and for a while, I wondered if I could ever trust again. But in those moments of pain, God was teaching me something profound. My strength doesn't come from people's approval or their loyalty. It comes from the one who created me, the one who sees every hidden tear and every quiet victory. You're stronger than you realize, chosen one. The fact that you're still here, still listening, still hoping, that's not just resilience. That's divine power flowing through you. You've been carrying a mantle that most people couldn't even lift. Every time you chose forgiveness over bitterness, every time you kept moving forward despite the pain, you were building a legacy of faith that will outlast every attack. And God has seen it all. He's been watching, not just as a distant observer, but as a father who's fiercely proud of his child. He's seen the moments you cried alone, the prayers you prayed when no one else was listening, the times you chose to do the right thing even when it cost you everything. Right now, your enemies are starting to tremble. They can sense something shifting, even if they can't put their finger on it. The same people who laughed at your dreams, who spread lies about you, who tried to keep you small, they're about to see the truth. They thought they could control the narrative, but God is rewriting the story. He's flipping the script, and you're the one He's lifting up. Imagine this: the person who betrayed you, the one who thought they got away with it, suddenly realizing that their actions are coming to light. The co-worker who undermined you, the friend who turned their back, they're about to face the consequences of their choices, not because you're seeking revenge, but because God's justice is perfect. You don't have to lift a finger. That's the beauty of this moment. You've been fighting long enough, and now it's time to rest in the assurance that God is taking over. He's not just fighting for you, He's exposing every lie, every scheme, every hidden agenda, and He's doing it publicly so that no one can deny His hand in your life. Think about David facing Goliath. Everyone thought he was too small, too weak, too inexperienced. But God didn't need an army to bring down that giant. He just needed a willing heart and a single stone. You're that heart, chosen one. Your faith, your perseverance, your trust in God, that's the stone that's about to take down every giant in your path. Let me share another story. There was a woman I knew who went through years of rejection. She had a vision for her life, something she knew was from God, But everywhere she turned, doors slammed shut. People told her she was dreaming too big, that she didn't have what it took. Some even spread rumors to discredit her. She almost gave up, but one day she felt a fire in her spirit that wouldn't let her quit. She kept praying, kept working, kept believing, and then, out of nowhere, an opportunity came that no one could have predicted. Not only did she succeed, but the people who doubted her were left speechless, watching as her vision came to life in ways they couldn't ignore. That's what's happening for you. The doors that were locked are about to swing wide open, and the ones who tried to keep you out will have no choice but to witness your rise. You're not just surviving, chosen one. You're thriving. You're stepping into a season where your strength will be undeniable, where your purpose will shine so brightly that even your enemies will have to acknowledge it. God has been preparing you for this moment, equipping you with everything you need to walk in victory. And as you rise, you're not just rising for yourself. You're rising for everyone who's watching, everyone who needs to see what God can do through a heart that refuses to break. Now, let's talk about what's coming next, because this isn't just about exposure, it's about justice, about a divine reversal that's going to heal your heart and set you free. Chosen one, the moment you've been waiting for is closer than you think. God is about to pull back the curtain and reveal the truth in a way that no one can ignore. This isn't just about your enemies being exposed. It's about justice being served, about the scales tipping in your favor after years of carrying burdens that weren't yours to bear. The reversal that's coming is so profound, so undeniable, that it will mark a turning point in your life. You're stepping into a season where the pain of your past becomes the foundation of your victory, where every wound you've carried becomes a testimony of God's faithfulness. Think about how long you've been fighting, the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt, the times you wondered if God had forgotten you. Those seasons weren't wasted. They were training grounds, preparing you for the weight of the glory that's about to rest on your life. God is a master strategist, and He's been using every attack, every betrayal, every setback to position you for this moment. The people who tried to break you didn't realize they were playing into a divine plan. They thought they were winning, but they were only setting the stage for your elevation. Now the spotlight is turning toward them, and the truth they tried to bury is about to rise to the surface. This exposure isn't about humiliation for the sake of humiliation. It's about God's justice, His way of setting things right. He's not just clearing your name, He's restoring what was stolen from you, your peace, your confidence, your joy. And He's doing it in a way that everyone will see, so that no one can doubt His hand in your life. Imagine the person who spread lies about you suddenly facing the consequences of their words. Picture the one who betrayed your trust, watching as your life flourishes in ways they never expected. This isn't about revenge. It's about divine order, about God showing the world that you are His chosen, His protected, His anointed. Let's talk about healing for a moment, because this moment is as much about your heart as it is about justice. You've carried wounds that no one else could see, scars from battles you fought in silence. Maybe it's the sting of rejection, the weight of being misunderstood, or the ache of trusting someone who let you down. Those wounds are real, and they've shaped you, but they don't define you. God is doing a deep work in your soul right now, healing places you didn't even know were broken. He's pouring His love into every crack, every bruise, every hidden pain. You're not just surviving, you're being made whole. I want to share a story about a man I met years ago. He'd been through a devastating betrayal. A business partner stole his ideas, ruined his reputation, and left him with nothing. For years, he struggled to rebuild, carrying the weight of anger and shame. But one day he surrendered it all to God, asking for healing instead of vengeance. Not long after, opportunities started coming his way. New partnerships, new projects, new dreams. And the person who betrayed him, their schemes fell apart, and their actions were exposed in a way that no one could ignore. But the man wasn't focused on their downfall. He was too busy walking in the freedom of his restoration. That's what God wants for you, chosen one. Not just justice, but a heart so healed that you can walk into your future unburdened. Right now, I want you to pause and take a deep breath. Let the weight of this moment sink in. You're not just watching a video. You're receiving a prophetic word that's meant to shift your perspective. God is saying to you, I've seen it all and I'm moving on your behalf. You don't have to carry the burden of proving yourself anymore. You don't have to fight for validation or chase after what's rightfully yours. God is your advocate, your defender, and He's about to deliver you. Your job is to trust Him, to keep your heart open, to believe that He's working even when you can't see it. Here's your call to action. Start speaking life over yourself today. Every morning, look in the mirror and declare, I am chosen. I am protected. My enemies will not prevail, and write this down and let it be a truth to you. I'm chosen because God is speaking to reveal my truth. Speak it over your circumstances, your dreams, your heart. Your words have power, and as you align them with God's truth, you're activating the promises He's placed in you. Don't wait for the exposure to happen. Start walking in victory now, because the truth is already written in the heavens. This moment is about understanding why you've faced such intense opposition, because the attacks you've endured weren't random. They were targeted, and there's a purpose behind your pain that's far greater than you've realized. Chosen one, let's dive into the heart of why you've faced the battles you have. The attacks you've endured weren't random shots in the dark. They were deliberate, aimed at the brilliance of your soul, because you're a threat to every force that thrives in shadows. You've been through fires that would have consumed anyone else, but you're still here, not just surviving, but carrying a light that refuses to be extinguished. To understand why these enemies rose against you, we need to look deeper into the surface of events, into the spiritual mission you were born to fulfill, and the paradoxical laws that govern the lives of those who are marked by God's divine purpose. Let's start with the nature of the attacks. You've likely noticed a pattern: people turning against you without reason, opportunities slipping away just when you were about to reach, or a constant undercurrent of resistance that you can't quite pinpoint. Maybe it's the coworker who undermined you, the friend who dismissed your dreams, or even strangers who seem to carry an inexplicable grudge. These weren't just personal slights, they're spiritual assaults, and they targeted you because of what you represent. You're a carrier of truth, a vessel of divine light, and that makes you a target for those who are threatened by your presence. The enemy doesn't attack you because you're weak. They attacked because they saw your strength before you fully embraced it yourself. There's a paradox here, one that's crucial to grasp. The people who hurt you weren't always acting out of conscious malice. Often they're driven by something deeper, an inner turmoil, a jealousy, or fear they can't even name. Think about it. When you're walking in your purpose, your light exposes what others are hiding. Your courage to dream big reminds them of their own unfulfilled potential. Your kindness in the face of cruelty reflects their own inability to heal. This isn't about excusing their actions, they're still accountable, but about seeing the bigger picture. Their behavior is a reaction to the divine spark in you, a spark that forces them to confront what they've buried within themselves. Let me share a story. There was a young artist I knew, incredibly gifted, whose work seemed to touch souls in a way that was almost otherworldly. But every time she shared her creations, she faced criticism that wasn't just harsh. It was personal. People she thought supported her would make cutting remarks or dismiss her talent. For a while, she thought she was her fault, that maybe she wasn't good enough. But one day, she had a revelation. The criticism wasn't about her art. It was about what her art stirred in others. Her ability to create beauty and truth forced people to face their own insecurities, their own fears of stepping out. That's what's happening with you, chosen one. The attacks you've faced are a testament to your power, a power that shakes the status quo and challenges the darkness around you. Now, let's talk about your soul's mission. You weren't born to blend into the background or live a life of quiet conformity. You're here because to fulfill a purpose that's etched into your very being. Your soul carries a blueprint, a divine assignment that's unique to you. Maybe you're a healer bringing peace to broken hearts, a visionary building dreams that inspire others, or a warrior standing for truth in a world of lies. Whatever it is, it's big enough that the enemy tried to stop you before you could fully step into it. The attacks you've faced were attempts to derail you from this mission, to make you doubt your calling or shrink back in fear. But his plan is unstoppable. The same forces that tried to destroy you have only sharpened you, refined you into someone who can carry your mission with unshakable resolve. Think of a diamond. It's formed under immense pressure in the darkest depths, yet it emerges as one of the hardest, most radiant substances on Earth. That's you, chosen one. The pressure you've endured has revealed your brilliance, and it's about to shine in ways that no one can ignore. Your enemies didn't break you, they polished you, preparing you for the moment when your purpose would become undeniable. Let's explore the psychology behind why others acted the way they did. Psychologically, people often lash out when they feel threatened or exposed. When someone's living authentically, pursuing their purpose with boldness, it creates a mirror effect. Your faith, your perseverance, your refusal to give up. These qualities force others to confront their own choices. For some, your success feels like a judgment on their stagnation. Your joy in the midst of trials feels like a rebuke to their bitterness. This isn't your fault. It's the natural response of a world that's uncomfortable with divine truth. But understanding it frees you. You're not responsible for their reactions, only for staying true to your mission. There's another layer here too, a spiritual layer. The Bible talks about how we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Some of the opposition you've faced wasn't just human. It was orchestrated by spiritual forces that saw the threat you posed to their influence. But here's the good news. The same God who chose you is infinitely more powerful than any force that opposes you. He's been covering you, guiding you, and turning every attack into an opportunity for growth. Your soul's mission isn't just about your personal fulfillment. It's about advancing a kingdom, about bringing light into places where darkness has reigned. As you're listening to this, I want you to feel the weight of your purpose, to connect with that deep knowing that you're here for something greater. The attacks you've faced were proof of your mission's significance. They weren't random. They were confirmation that you're on the right path. And now, as you're standing on the cusp of this divine reversal, it's time to embrace your calling with every ounce of courage. You're not just surviving, you're stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. This brings us to the final chapter of this moment, where your identity as the chosen one is sealed, and your future shines brighter than ever before. Chosen one, you've walked through fire and you're standing here with a heart that still beats for purpose, a soul that still shines with divine light. This moment is your confirmation that you are chosen, marked by God for a destiny that's so powerful it shakes the heavens and the earth. You've endured battles that would have broken others, carried wounds that have tested your faith, yet here you are, unbroken and radiant, ready to step into the future God has prepared for you. This isn't just the end of a season, it's the beginning of a legacy, a story that will echo through generations as a testament to God's faithfulness. As you stand here, let's anchor you in this truth. You are the chosen one, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are in God's eyes. You've always felt it, haven't you? That sense of being different, of carrying something sacred that the world doesn't always understand. That feeling wasn't imagination, it was the whisper of your soul reminding you of your divine assignment. You're not here by chance. You were crafted with intention, woven with purpose, and set apart for a mission that only you can fulfill. The enemies who tried to stop you only confirmed this truth, because you don't attack what's insignificant. You attack what's powerful. Look back for a moment, not to dwell, but to marvel. Every trial you've faced, every tear you've shed, every moment you chose faith over fear, it's all been building something eternal. You've been shaped into a vessel of glory, someone who can carry the weight of God's favor and shine it into a world that desperately needs it. Your story isn't just about overcoming, it's about becoming. Becoming the healer who restores broken hearts, the visionary who dares to dream beyond limitations, the warrior who stands unmoved in the face of lies. Your life is a living testimony, and it's about to shine brighter than ever. Let me share one final story. There was a man who grew up in a family that never believed in him. His siblings mocked his dreams. His community dismissed him as average, and for years he carried the weight of their doubt. But deep inside, he knew he was meant for more. He prayed, he worked, he trusted, even when the odds were against him. One day, an opportunity came, a chance to lead a project that changed lives. Not only did he succeed, but his success opened doors for others in his community, proving that God's blessings overflow. His family eventually came to see him, not as the boy they overlooked, but as the man God had chosen. That's your story, chosen one. The people who doubted you, who tried to dim your light, they're about to see the truth, and your rise will be a blessing to more than just you. Your future is unfolding, and it's filled with promise. God isn't just exposing your enemies to clear your path. He's elevating you to a place of influence where your voice will be heard, your gifts will be celebrated, and your heart will find rest. The dreams you've carried, the ones that felt impossible, are about to bloom. The relationships that were broken are being healed or replaced with ones that honor your soul. The opportunities that were stolen are returning, multiplied. This is your season of restoration, of abundance, and unshakable peace. But here's the key. You have to step into it. Your faith has carried you this far, but now it's time to walk boldly into what God has prepared. Don't let the shadows of your past hold you back. Don't let the voices of doubt, whether from others or within, steal your joy. You're not just surviving anymore, you're thriving, and it's time to live like it. Here's your spiritual call to action. Every day before you start your day, speak this prayer. Lord, I am your chosen one. Lead me in your truth. Fill my heart with your courage, and let my life be a testimony of your glory. Speak it with authority, and then because it's written in truth, watch as doors open, hearts soften, and miracles unfold. As we close, let me leave you with a gentle reassurance. You are never alone. God is with you, His angels surround you, and His love holds you in every moment. The enemies who tried to harm you have no power over your destiny. They're about to fade into the background as you step into the foreground of God's plan. Keep shining, keep believing, keep walking, because your best days are ahead. Until we meet again, chosen one, walk in peace, live in purpose, and let your light burn bright. Farewell.